again we had another very top archaeologist. Of course, he is known as Professor R Rao, and he was not only a land archaeologist, but he was a pioneer who introduced that marine archaeology in India, because he also wanted to see what is the condition of our mythology and how far it is correct. Professor B. Bilal was doing the work here, and he wanted to see what is the condition of our Dwarka, the mythical Dwarka. And many archaeologists like Professor Sangalya, he excavated on the land portion, and the antiquity after the excavation, the antiquity of the place went only up to 1st century BC. So that was a problem, because Professor Lal had dated it to 1000, that is 1000 BC, and it is almost contemporary, and the dating of Professor Sangalya was only 100 BC. So what about that? I mean, there is a gap of almost 1000 years. And then what Professor S.R. Rao did is, he said, no, we'll have to go and excavate it in the ocean itself. And at that time there was no marine archaeologist in India. So he had to train, because in Israel it was there, in America it was there, French were very ahead of it. So he had to have a kind of, I mean, he trained people from Oceanography Department of Goa, and then these people should be very expert, and then he excavated Dwarka, and finally he was able to locate a city which goes again back to 1200 BC, and it is thus, he could prove that it was almost contemporary, because he got a number of things, things which was associated with that one. And Professor Alok Tripathi, and I had also accompanied him for that work, and it was a kind of training at various places. So an archaeologist, he has to go down, because and he has to see things also, and he has to feel it with his own hand. Otherwise, just by the description in the literature, he is not going to accept. So it was a team by this one Professor S.R. Rao, who had located the city. They went into the sea, and that too on the basis of the certain data provided by Oceanographic Department of Goa. They said that this one 10,000 years back, the ocean was of course very inside. At that time the city was there, and it was very much inside, and then the city was there. So it was at a depth of 30 meters. Our divers had to dive at a depth of 30 meters, and then they were able to locate a city which is almost 2 kilometers into 4 kilometers. And you have the seal, because this kind of seal, these are Mesopotamian seals. This Mesopotamian seal he was able to excavate it from Dwarka. So this gives you a very good definite dating, 1200 BC.